My mom posted, disappointed in my son. He refused to pay for his niece's sweet 16. She didn't mention the budget was $17,000 or that she'd never helped with my kids' birthdays. I replied, here's why. With receipts showing $140,000 had sent her over 10 years. Her best friend commented, this isn't what you told us. By evening, the post was deleted, and I had my mom's Facebook post found me in the soundstage break room between setups staring in a monitor where a stunt car exploded on loop. Disappointed in my son, he refused to pay for his niece's sweet 16. It was the caption that did it. There was a photo of my niece, Lily, in a sparkly pink dress, twirling in front of a banquet hall. Balloons, string lights, a rented arch, and right under that, my mom's words for the entire family, church friends, and every old neighbor to see. He makes Hollywood money directing commercials and still said no. Some people forget where they come from. I didn't even know she'd taken that photo. I stared at my phone, then at the craft services table. Someone laughed in the hallway. On the monitor, the car exploded again. For a second, it was like I was watching two different screens at once. The one in front of me and the one I'd been living in for 10 years. I scrolled down. There were already comments. I'm so sorry, Cindy. You deserve better. Some people accuse me of being ungrateful. That's awful. After everything you've done for him, I swallowed hard. Everything she'd done for me. No one mentioned the part where the sweet 16 budget was $17,000, or the part where she'd never once helped with my kids' birthdays, or the part where I'd been quietly sending her money for a decade like it was a second mortgage. I checked the time. I had 10 minutes before we rolled again. I opened my banking app instead of closing Facebook. The numbers were already there because I'd kept the receipts. Not for leverage, not for revenge, just because I'm a director and directors track continuity. We remember where everything goes. 10 years, $140,000. Rent when she couldn't cover the month. The new roof after the last storm. The $6,500 emergency credit card bill. The unexpected dental work. The help with your sister's tuition that turned into a fully paid semester. The just until the disability check comes that somehow never stopped. I've been telling myself it was fine. I could afford it. I owed her for those years. She worked 2 jobs when I was a kid. For the nights, she fell asleep at the kitchen table with her shoes still on. And then she'd taken my no for one overpriced party and turned it into a public character assassination. My thumb hovered over the comment box for a long time. I heard my assistant director shout from down the hall, Matt, 5 minutes. I typed one sentence, then deleted it. Typed another, deleted it. The old version of me would have stayed silent, swallowed it, and pretended I didn't see the post. Let mom control the narrative like always. But I was tired of letting people cut their own movie out of my life, and then yelling at me when I didn't like the ending. So, I took a breath, opened a new note, and started typing what I knew. Not a speech, not an attack, just the truth with dates and amounts. Because if she wanted to tell a story, I was finally going to give them the full script. My name is Matthew. I'm 38 and I direct commercials, mid-budget streaming movies, and the occasional music video when I need to remind myself why I ever loved cameras in the first place. People hear director, and they picture red carpets and private jets. They don't picture 18-hour days, 3 months without a day off, arguing with executives about why the dog and the detergent ad shouldn't talk. My mom, though, she only heard one thing. My son has money now. Growing up, we didn't have much. She liked to tell everyone we didn't have extra, but we had love. We also had shut-off notices and dinners that were just rice with butter. But yeah, there was love. I'll never deny that. She worked hard. She was tired. She did what she could. My dad left when I was 10. After that, it was just mom, me, and my little sister, Rachel. Rachel was the delicate one. Artistic. Mom said sensitive. Somewhere along the line, that turned into Matthew can handle it. Rachel needs more help. When I got my first real directing paycheck at 28, I bought mom a new fridge because the old one made a noise like a dying animal. She cried, hugged me, and told everyone at church how proud she was. The second paycheck paid off her car. The third helped Rachel cover a surprise rent increase. After that, the asks got easier. Casual baby, can you help me just this once with the electricity? I'm short this month. Sweetheart, your sister's car broke down again. She can't lose this job. I know you're busy, but the roof is leaking. They said it's dangerous to leave it. Sometimes she didn't even ask. She just started the story and waited for me to fill in the ending. And I did because I remembered her keeping the lights on with tips from the diner. Because I remembered her hands smelling like bleach after cleaning houses. Because I felt guilty that I'd gotten out and they were still there. Over time, helping turned into a pattern. I didn't notice it. Like, you don't notice a slow zoom until suddenly the camera's in your face. When I met my wife, Jess, we sat down with my laptop one night and added it up. She's an editor, which means she lives for timelines and numbers and finding the hidden story in the mess. Matt, she said softly, tapping the screen. Do you realize how much this is? I stared. In just 3 years, $38,000. Yeah, but that's roof stuff and emergencies and in Rachel's new car, Jess said gently. And the tuition you covered when she wanted to go back to school. And that girl's trip Mom took. Remember that? I did remember. Mom texted me a photo from a beach with the caption, "Finally taking care of myself for once." It's fine, I told myself. I can afford it. They need it more. Jess looked at me for a long moment, then nodded slowly. Okay, she said. But can we at least set a budget so you're not sending money every time your phone buzzes? We tried. Every year, it crept higher anyway. Mom never missed Rachel's milestones. Rachel's baby shower was fully catered, complete with a chocolate fountain. Her son's first birthday had a clown and a bounce house in the backyard. For my son's first birthday, Mom forgot to call until the next day. Oh, honey, I was so tired. You know how it is. Give him a kiss from Grandma. That night, Jess squeezed my hand in bed. Doesn't that bother you? I stared at the ceiling. It's just who she is, I said. It's fine. I said it's fine so many times that the words stopped meaning anything. By the time Lily's 16th birthday started coming up, I'd been helping for almost a decade. My son Owen was 6. My daughter Zoe was 4. Their birthdays were in the backyard. Homemade cakes, pizza on paper plates, friends from preschool. They were happy, sticky-faced, and loud. One Sunday dinner at Mom's house. Rachel pushed her chair back with a sigh. I just want Lily to have something special, she said, scrolling through her phone. Like those parties you see on TV. She's such a good kid. She deserves it. Mom nodded immediately. My granddaughter only turned 16 once. She should feel like a princess. My stomach tightened. What are you thinking? I asked. Rachel brightened. Okay, so there's this venue with an all-inclusive package. DJ, photo booth, dessert bar, everything. It's really classy, not cheesy at all. Jess raised an eyebrow. Sounds big, she said carefully. Rachel turned the phone toward me. Glossy photos of teenagers under chandeliers filled the screen. My eyes locked on the number beneath them. $17,000. I blinked. That's the total? Rachel hesitated. Yeah, but that's everything included. And I mean, it's her sweet 16. You only get one, right? Mom jumped in before I could respond. And your brother's going to help, aren't you, baby? She smiled like she was offering me a chance to be noble. Jess's foot pressed gently against mine under the table. Mom, I said slowly. That's a lot of money for a birthday party. It's not just a party, Mom said. It's a memory, and you can afford it. You're directing that series now, right? That series, the one that had me gone 3 weeks at a time. Missing bedtime kisses so I could spend days telling actors to hit their marks again and again. I can't pay $17,000 for a party, I said, keeping my voice even. Rachel's face tightened. No one said you had to pay all of it. We were thinking maybe you cover half, Mom covers some, and we'll put the rest on a card and figure it out. I don't have that kind of money, Mom added quickly, as if paying more than a token amount was unthinkable. My checks barely cover my bills. Jess spoke up softly. We also have our own kids' birthdays coming up, and we're still paying off the last time you helped with the roof. Remember? Silence. Rachel's eyes filled with tears instantly. I should have known, she said. I should have known it was too much to ask. I'll just tell Lily we can't do anything nice because her uncle thinks her dreams are too expensive. That's not what I said, I replied, heat rising. $17,000 is too much for one night. I'm not a bank. Mom shook her head, disappointed. The same look that used to crush me when I was 10. I didn't raise you to say no to family, Matthew. Family shows up. Jess's jaw tightened. I knew she was thinking about the spreadsheets on my laptop. Okay, I said, placing my hands flat on the table. Let's be clear. Over the last 10 years, I've sent you. Don't start counting, Mom snapped. That's ugly. Money shouldn't be thrown in people's faces. You chose to help, Rachel said. No one forced you. Something settled inside me. You're right. No one forced me. And I'm choosing not to pay for a $17,000 Sweet 16. The rest of the dinner was painfully quiet. On the drive home, Jess didn't say I told you so. She just put her hand on my arm at a red light. I'm proud of you. She said that I didn't feel proud. I felt like I'd broken something fragile. Mom didn't text me for a week. When she finally did, it was brief. I'm very disappointed in you, Matthew. I never thought you'd turn your back on family like this. I typed a reply 3 times and never sent it. 2 weeks later, the Facebook post appeared. I in the break room. I copied Mom's post into my notes app so I wouldn't see the comments piling on underneath. I thought about Owen and Zoe, about all the times they'd seen me step into the hallway to take another call from Grandma, then come back with a tight smile and say, "It's okay. I'll handle it." What was I teaching them? That parents get to rewrite your life forever? That giving someone life means they get to spend yours? No. I opened a new document and started typing. March 2016, $1,200 rent support. July 2016, $2,500. Rachel's car repair. October 2017, $6,500. Mom's credit card emergency. January 2018, $4,000. Rachel's tuition. 10 minutes later, I had 2 full pages. I rounded when I had to, but the bank records were exact. $140,000. I added one final line. Total over 10 years. $140,000 in voluntary support. No repayment requested. Then I went back to Facebook. My hands were shaking. Not with anger, but with adrenaline, the same feeling right before a first take on set. I clicked comment under her post. Mom, I love you, but I'm sad you shared this publicly without the full context. I said no to paying $17,000 for one birthday party because over the last 10 years I've already sent you and Rachel about $140,000 for rent, repairs, bills, tuition, and emergencies, freely, without ever asking for repayment. You've also chosen not to attend or contribute to Owen and Zoe's birthdays, and I respected that. I'm not turning my back on family. I'm setting a boundary after a decade of quiet financial support. I won't argue in the comments, but I won't let people believe I walked away out of greed. I attached cropped screenshots, dates and amounts only. Facts, not insults. I read it 3 times and hit post. Within minutes, comments appeared. Is this true? You said he never helps. This isn't what you told us. My phone exploded. Mom called. Rachel texted, furious. I replied once. I corrected a lie, nothing more. I'm open to talking privately. By the time I got to my car, the post was gone, replaced with a quote about keeping family matters private. I exhaled a breath I felt like I'd been holding for 10 years. That evening, Linda texted, I had no idea. I see you differently now. Boundaries aren't betrayal. I stared at that line until my eyes burned. Later, Jess and I sat at the kitchen table. She was calm. You told the truth. Now we decide what's next. We agreed, no more regular transfers. Our money goes to our kids and our future. If there's a real emergency, we'll review it once, responsibly. 3 days later, Mom finally called, angry and embarrassed. I listened, then said quietly, Mom, you weren't honest. She went silent. You told people I refused to help you. I said. You left out 10 years and $140,000. It wasn't like that, she replied stiffly. I appreciated it. Then why didn't you say that? I asked. Why not tell the truth, that I supported you for years and said no to one thing? Silence. Then, I was just venting. You didn't have to throw numbers in my face. It's not an attack, I said. It's reality. And I'm done pretending otherwise. So now you're cutting us off? She snapped. One day you'll need help, and no one will be there. I'm not cutting you out of my life, I said. I'm stopping automatic money transfers. We have kids, a mortgage, and a future to plan for. So you're choosing money over family. I'm choosing to stop being the only adult about money. She called me cold. I told her I wasn't cold. I was clear. She hung up. Lily still had her Sweet 16. It was simpler, but she looked happy. I sent her a camera with a note. She thanked me and said Mom told her not to bother me. I didn't respond to that, only told her I couldn't wait to see her photos. After that, Mom stopped posting about me. Rachel stayed distant. It hurt, but the guilt slowly turned into breathing room. Months later, Owen turned 7. We had a small park party. Mom didn't come. The sting faded faster than it used to. Jess said I was grieving the mother I wished I had, that I realized being a good son once meant emptying myself. Being a good father now means teaching my kids that love doesn't require sacrificing your future, and that when someone tells a one-sided story about you, it's okay to calmly tell the rest. Mom and I still talk, but less. She hasn't asked for money in months. I stopped being a line item in her budget and finally stopped paying in silence.